Good morning, Renee. How are you doing today?
Morning magic. I am great. Today I am in my living room because my golden retriever is demanding attention. So while I'm talking to you today, I am multitasking because with this hand I'm I'm petting the dog's head. How are you?
I'm on the other hand, getting ready for the Fat Thursday.
Fat
Yes, I'm
Thursday.
gonna, I'm gonna zoom out. This is a long-standing tradition in Poland. This is the last Thursday before the Lent, and you're supposed to buy and eat a lot of those. So donuts are, this is a special. I haven't seen such a donuts in the US, or not so many at least. Okay, and this one is
What does it
beautiful.
have
And
inside?
hmm?
What does it have inside?
This one I think has a caramel stuffing. I don't know. There are the ones with the marmalade as well. And an average person in Poland eats about 2.5 of them today on average. So because there are a lot of people that eat only one, I need to eat like 20 today. That's for sure.
How many
They are
calories
very
does
long. It has like 800 calories or something like that,
Oh my god.
and it's really, everybody goes crazy here in Warsaw. I went for a coffee with my wife today in the morning, and already at 8 o'clock in the morning, there was a long queue outside of the local bakery, with like everybody bringing boxes out of the shop. So whoever is running a pastry shop or a bakery today in Poland is actually, it's a Black Friday for Poland, which is called Fat Thursday.
So
Yeah.
is the Polish government trying to encourage people to gain some weight? Are they underweight? What's going on?
I think it's the shoring up of the small and medium businesses, because most of
Ah,
those production sites are small. It's a very long tradition. It's called the Fat Thursday because next Wednesday is the Ash Wednesday. Okay, and Poland is a very
oh,
Catholic country,
yeah.
so next Wednesday the Lent starts, and you're supposed to, kind of uh, make some adjustments to your life during the Lent.
Sacrifices or give
Uh,
up. Yeah.
Give something up. Okay, so a lot of people
Mhm.
give up sweets, alcohol. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
They give
Yeah.
up something that is bad for them. So,
Yeah.
well, you just want to eat a lot before you and I think next Tuesday is actually the last day of Carnival, so there'll be a lot of parties
Uh,
over this weekend, and yeah, and it's a lot of fun. My daughter is turning 18 this Saturday, which is
oh
you're becoming an adult in Poland when you turn 18.
my
So I
God,
have
I
a
can't
pretty
believe
crazy weekend
it.
ahead of me.
Wow.
Especially that she's leaving tomorrow because she decided to just go and meet a friend of hers in Amsterdam. So
I can't believe it.
it's,
She's already 18 magic.
yes,
Wow.
yes, yes. I know a lot of people will be very surprised. I
Wow.
still remember the day when we had a big party when she was born almost 18 years ago.
Oh my
How
goodness.
was I've seen you traveling as well, aren't you?
I have been traveling, and now my dog went into the bathroom and brought a towel. Sorry, I got distracted. Yes, I was in Miami Monday and Tuesday, and I was at an event. It's a conference called In Partner Expo. In Partner, so you know, we've spent the bulk of our careers in the channel working with technology resellers and distribution. And In Partner is a partner relationship management software. So it's like Salesforce, but for partners and partnerships. And it really was built around making the partnering relationship things like planning activities together, sharing leads, managing MDF, all of that um, really at the heart of the platform. Whereas Salesforce was kind of born to focus on customer
Uh-huh.
And then you kind of added the partnering components. But anyhow, at that event, we of course took the opportunity. We have a lot of channel people, a lot of women owners of channel companies or marketing companies, and they came in for the event, and we took advantage and did another Fempire dinner. And Fempire is a networking dinner for women in technology specifically. It could be SaaS companies, it could be any kind of technology. And there we really work to network and help women find other women to make sure that the flow of revenue goes to women owned businesses, because the statistics are still very alarming in terms of at 2023, the number of venture capitalist dollars that goes to women owned businesses or women startups. And also, if you look at the technology companies and women CEOs, we still have a long way to go. I am going to link an article on our LinkedIn Live chat for today. It was an article
Okay.
written by Cassandra Goldman. Cassandra is the co founder of Partner Tap that hosts the
I've
Fempire
met her, I
event.
think,
Yes,
at
you
one
have.
of the events. I've met her. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Partner Tap.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was expecting you mentioned the company. I think they are very, very
Yes,
successful, connecting the
they
vendors
are.
to the channel partners and accelerating the joint co-selling.
Yes, yes. So I will
If
post the
I'm not
link there.
mistaken.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. So I'll post the link there so everybody can look at some of the sobering statistics in terms of women in tech, and how we really, hi, Manuel,
Hmm.
how we really still have a lot of work to do regarding women in technology and in leadership roles in general. And Partner Tap is really on a mission to help lift other women's businesses and help them get more venture capitalist funds and get more revenue flowing to businesses that are owned by women. So it was very inspiring. And I can't wait to share the link and see what people think about it. Yeah.
I'm
What
looking
else
forward
did
to
you
hear
do?
more about this.
Yes. I saw that you visited Google. Tell me about that.
Yes, yes. Just like I, I did share with everyone a couple of weeks ago that we had this big event, the charity event. I won
Mhm.
the pole position number, the number one running uh, for the charity run. And one of the other auctions that were out there, I've noticed that there is a dinner or not the lunch at the 30th floor in one of the buildings in Warsaw. And
Okay.
Warsaw is not like, unlike the many of the
Mhm.
US, we don't
Cities.
have so many skyscrapers. We have a maybe 3 or 4 of them. I don't know, not so many, not like a New
Mhm.
York or any of the US cities. So I thought 30th floor, nice. I need to give it a try. And it was a Google office. And the person that has posted this auction, that auctioned the lunch
Mhm.
on the 30th floor, was actually a very, very interesting guy from Google, and he hosted this event in Google office. And so I had a chance to visit the Google office in Warsaw, which is on the 30th floor on one of the really, really nice new buildings. They have it reminded me a little bit of the HP office in Tokyo, because in Tokyo they
Ah,
also have this fantastic restaurant at the top, and then you can go and have a lunch at the terrace. And we had a very interesting conversation about the companies, the technology sector, obviously, what's going on currently in the technology sector. He shared with me some of the ideas that Google is currently working on, pretty interesting and hot. And the market is still growing very, very fast. I think,
mhm,
Canalys was publishing the tech titans are growing like 7%. But
mhm,
if you look at
mhm.
the Google, I think they grew like 29% year over year in Q4, which is absolutely
Wow.
amazing. So it's a
Wow.
company with a very, very high growth. It's a lot of technologies. What was really
Mhm.
interesting, and this is something, Renee, uh, it's it's an office in Warsaw, but I've heard more English than Polish in the office. I mean, we went through a couple of. He did show me the not only the restaurant but also the office itself. And I said, well, there seems to be a lot of people that are, foreigners here in Warsaw. This
Mm-hmm.
is not a very typical story.
Mm-hmm.
And they have 1,000 people working in this building from 70 different countries. And
Oh,
most
wow.
of the people were outside, were not from Poland, are
Mm-hmm.
just living in Poland as expatriates. And that made me very, very proud, because that means that there is, I mean, Intel has just announced a big investment in Poland, and obviously Google brings a 1,000 people from different people from
Mm-hmm.
the different countries, different locations. I could hear so
Mm-hmm.
many when I was listening. Later on, when I was sitting in this cafeteria and I was listening to the type of languages that people use. There were so many different languages that people would use as well, and this
Yeah.
diversity, this kind of you know this kind of a multicultural environment. I told you Poland is very homogeneous, generally speaking, but there you
Uh-huh.
felt like in a melting pot of all the different places in the world, which was very, very refreshing, and kind of a confirmation that in a diverse environment you can feel really, really well. You feel
Yeah.
a part of this organization. So congratulations to the Google
Yeah.
and Google team for attracting so many diverse people
Yeah.
into Warsaw. I really appreciate it.
That sounds extremely exciting. The pictures looked so much fun in terms of the just the walls, and it's surrounded by color and creativity, and it just looked really energizing, I would say.
And it was energizing on one hand, but on the other hand, what I did like as well was that they named. I have also only seen like one or two floors of the office, but I think every floor is like a district or area in Poland. It's named after the area in Poland. So
Oh, nice.
different conference room have the names of a famous people from Poland. So I can
Mm-hmm.
imagine how people or famous places in Poland. So there was the main room, the one that the big conference room that they have in there is called Pekin, which is the Palace of Culture and Science, which is this kind of a famous building in Warsaw that was built by the Soviet Union in the 40s, just after the World War II. But there are a lot of conference rooms that have the names of the famous Polish people, which is great
Mm-hmm.
because, first of all, I can imagine that a lot of foreigners will have to learn about some Polish famous people, which is,
Yeah.
kind of from the culture perspective, you know, uh, developing the culture, but also it also helps people to maybe work on their language skills, because Polish names, like try to pronounce my last name, right? So Mikołaj Kopernik is maybe easy, but Maciek Szcześniak, yeah, it's not that easy. So that's
Oh
another
my God.
thing.
Yes.
Which brings me to the topic of our conversation today, okay? Because we wanted to talk about the leadership laws, the laws of leadership, and diversity and the development is yet another of the topics that we should be paying attention to when we think about the law, uh, when we talk about the law of magnetism.
Yes.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, find the leader they fall for.
Yes.
The law of magnetism tells us that, well, you attract the people that are a reflection of yourself. That's what it's
Mm-hmm.
all about, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How do we
Yeah.
translate it, Renata?
Yeah. Well, so, this is very interesting. And it's one of the reasons why when I build my organizations and my teams, I actually hire using interview panels, even from round one, because it can be a good thing and it can be meaning not the interview panel style, but the law of magnetism can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. right? Because what happens is, yes, I don't know if you've heard the phrase that your financial potential and professional potential will never be more than the 5 people that you surround yourself with, right? And that is based on this concept of you attract what you are, but you also seek what you are, right?
Hmm.
You subconsciously want to belong. And so you will attract and seek attract or be attracted to people that are of similar cultural backgrounds, similar physical appearance at times, similar maybe beliefs or habits. That's why language is so powerful. When you walk in a room and you hear people speaking a language that's your own, while you were fascinated by all the languages, but really when you're looking to migrate, you look at high school or you look at workplaces, and people naturally go to the places where they feel they look like, hear, sound, right, or think like these people. And it's important to be aware, because while you have, and I know I have many great qualities and I attract many great people, I also have blind spots. And if you only attract the people that are like you're going to amplify not just the good things, but you're going to amplify also your blind spots or your weaknesses. Therefore, a technique that, yes, law of attraction. Yes. Thank you, Kyle. Kyle's with us today. This is very exciting.
Kyle, welcome back. I know you've been
Yeah.
here with us last time, so it's good that you
Yes.
came back. Yes.
Yes. So this is something that, in order to mitigate it, the technique I would use is panel interview and then multiple rounds of interviews with people that were diverse across my organization, so that I wouldn't fall into the trap subconsciously of just attracting people that were like me, right? So I
I
don't
know,
know if
and
you,
this is,
how have you,
and
yeah.
this is, I need to say, Renee, that I subconsciously did the same. I never,
Hmm.
you are, I, I was looking at the different point of view here. I was
Hmm.
always trying to build. I always said that I'm trying to build a puzzle when I was building my
Yeah.
organization or enhancing my
Yeah.
organization, and just
Hmm.
adding one more element to the organization that would have to be a fit, but also bring something new to the team, because we were obviously
Hmm.
looking for a certain qualities in the organization. But it looks like,
Right.
subconsciously I would, you know, make sure that my team is doing the interviews. I had at least
Mhm,
4 or 5 people in my organization do the
mhm,
interviews, because I would say that has two main uh, benefits for the organization. First of all, you test a new candidate
mhm,
whether he's a good fit for the rest of the team. And the number one feedback that I always ask for is, this person a good, someone good to work with? Are we going to enjoy working with this person? And the
mhm,
second benefit for the organization was people were training themselves on interviewing others, which I think
mhm,
it's a
mhm,
development as well. So people could
mhm,
learn how to interview people, which prepared them for the future manager position, in my
mhm.
opinion. And I hope that many of my ex employees will become great managers in the future. I wish them that for sure. Yeah. So, but I totally agree with you that you want to attract to your organization uh, diverse talent. And if you want to attract, because otherwise you are going to fall for like very uniform approach, and very, everybody will be saying similar things, which kind of stifles the innovation, and stifles the creativity, I guess.
Well, and if we look at the topic that you've been fascinated with now for, I don't know, a number of months, AI, this is why it's so important. Generally, when you look at tech or software development, right, there's a certain stereotype of people that gravitate towards those careers. And and they have a gift or a talent, right, for those careers, primarily men. And so let's stick to gender, right, just to simplify the conversation. And as we look at the learning models in AI, it is important that there are diverse genders, languages, colors, religion, because if not, all the AI will learn is the lens of that particular set of people, right? So diversity is important in how we're building these models, because otherwise we create a bias. There's a company here that my husband works with, and I work with on and off. They actually do facial recognition. If those of you are not aware, the Disney theme parks is one of the most secure places on the planet, right? Imagine you've got thousands upon thousands of children coming into the parks every single day. Therefore, making sure that those children are not kidnapped. And sorry, my dog is whining. If you hear the sound, I apologize. Um, so, what this company has been doing facial recognition for 15 years. So it goes back, even facial recognition has become popular now, but they've been going far back. And imagine creating these facial recognition models to make sure that children who are in different ages, as you age, your facial structure changes because of the layers of fat in your face or collagen. And so for young people as well as adults, right, they've had to build these very complex models. And the company that I work with is called Red Ash, and they've been building these models for Disney for over 15 years. And I learned so much when I watched them feed into the visual algorithms all of these different components and variations, so that the AI could determine gender even if the child was of a young age. Sometimes it's difficult when you have children to tell if they're boys or girls, right? Because their facial structures haven't, their jaws haven't squared out or whatnot. So it's fascinating, right? And as we now continue to build more and more AI, this topic of diversity and making sure that we feed the right things so it picks up and attracts the right things is super important.
Super important. More and more, and I've taken a couple of courses on AI ethics, and this is one of the things that they stress all the time, which is you need to make sure that there is not only the diverse data that you feed into the model, but also there is a diverse panel of a judgment whether the dimensions or the direction that the AI is being developed is the right thing to do. And they're always looking for the panel, for the ethics committee, if you will, a diverse set of people. I can tell you, you can feel that as a foreigner, you can feel that. I've been using ChatGPT, Bard, and now Copilot for a while now, and I'm starting to be really proficient in the kind of a daily usage of the generative AI tools for various topics.
Mm-hmm.
In English, they are great.
Yeah. Yeah.
In Polish,
Not so much.
that's it, not so much. I can feel a big gap. Maybe it's also coming from the fact that I'm way more proficient in Polish than I'm in English, and for me, any small error in Polish, it's extremely visible. Maybe small errors in English are not that visible. But I still have a feeling like when I asked ChatGPT to remodel the content in 3, 4, or 5 different ways, it will really give me a very diverse ways of looking at this. You can ask ChatGPT to, rewrite the story for you, for 8 years old, for 16 years old, for 20 years olds, and it will give you different stories. In Polish, it will just make more mistakes, different mistakes. So it's a bit of a challenge to. It's still good, I was writing recently. I was kind of writing an email to um, uh, one of the local utilities company, and I just had enough of kind of a crafting a nice message. So I said to ChatGPT, "Hey, I need to complain about those three things. Can you write me a simple draft?" And there was still a lot of rework to be done
Mm-hmm.
versus what I would get from the English version.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the law of magnetism, Renee, I think you were very right that if leaders want to attract the the certain type of employees or certain type of team members,
Mm-hmm.
using a technique like a panel interview is absolutely
Mm-hmm.
great. But the reason why we said mirror, mirror on the wall is one of the things that I would very much encourage the leaders to do is to reflect as well on, when they see that there is a challenge in the organization, uh,
Mm-hmm.
leaders tend to say, "Oh, I need to teach this person, I need to replace this person, I need to fix
Mm-hmm.
this." The organization itself. The problem is there with the people that I need to address. And I think the law of magnetism says you are attracting people that are very, very similar to you. That you're attracting people that are reflection of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, hiring another person to replace whoever you are trying to replace might bring you exactly the same type of a problem, because the problem might not necessarily be with the people that you are hiring, but with you, therefore the people that you are hiring. So if you want to achieve certain goals, you might have to look in the mirror and think about, are you really a reflection of the qualities that you are trying to kind of pass to your team?
Yeah, and this is why as I coach teams or leaders or individual contributors, I always emphasize that the only person that you can change and the only person that you can make better and develop is yourself. You cannot change other people, right? Therefore, you should always be in the quest of making yourself better, improving your perceptions, improving and expanding your thinking, because that is ultimately what you have influence and control over more than anything else, right? So, self development, self awareness, um, all the stuff you've been doing with ChatGPT and all the courses you've been posting on LinkedIn, right? You can't force your kids to do that. You can only, or your peers or whatnot, right? You need to take ownership of yourself and increase your awareness, increase your emotional intelligence, and you'll see how your results will change. I have sometimes customers that tell me, or clients that tell me, my life is a disaster. It's spinning out of control. All these negative things are happening to me. And I talk a lot about perception and perspective. If you shift your perspective to one that has a bias for negativity, you'll see with an extra highlight, with an extra magnifier, all of the negative things. Instead, if you start a gratitude journal and you start pointing out every day what you're grateful for, you'll start seeing all the things that are good and the things that are grateful, and more good things are going to start coming to you, right? Because you'll attract them, right? So, just like Kyle said, the law of attraction.
I agree with you, with one exception there, or maybe one caveat there. When you said you can teach the kids, or you can tell the kids to do stuff. No, because, and I'm guilty myself. So it's not that I'm complaining about everybody else because I'm so great, but I kind of it's a reflection on a lot of things that are happening. I see recently so many parents complaining about their kids spending too much time in front of a PC or mobile phone,
Mm-hmm.
and they complain holding a mobile phone and
Mm-hmm.
constantly checking the WhatsApp and the
Mm-hmm.
email and the Messenger and the Facebook and the YouTube, and I'm guilty myself. I spend too much time on my mobile phone. That's for sure. But it's kind of a, even there, I would say the law of magnetism is true, because if you wanna
Mm-hmm.
if you wanna convince your kids that the behavior of spending, I don't know, 7 8 hours a day on the phone, it's not something that you want to do. I think you need to start from yourself and take a hard look at the mirror, and first look at your screen time in Apple. And I don't know what Android is using to measure it, but screen time in Apple will tell you exactly how many hours you have spent on the phone
Mm-hmm.
today, over the last week, over the last month, on average. And
Yep.
then ask yourself, is your kid doing more or less than you? Because maybe it's
Mm-hmm.
just that it's a reflection of your typical behaviors.
Well, and it's interesting, right? Because a lot of us use these devices as the way that we work now. And
Yes.
I remember when my daughter was little, somebody in sixth grade or something, I mean, when she was six, she was in first grade, asked her what mommy did, right? And she's on the phone all day. you know? So that's what she thought my job was to be on the phone all day. But that's what she saw. And that's what she, in her 6-year-old mind, could translate, right, to what I was doing. So, yeah, career day was boring
So,
for my daughter.
law
Any
of
comments?
magnetism. I don't see much of a comments. I think our audience is being more and more shy nowadays.
Yeah.
The law of magnetism says that you are who you attract, and your organization will mirror. We spoke about the law of the lead when we started this organization. It's not only the lead, but it's also the mirror of who you
Mm,
are. So if you want to attract certain different type of people into your organization, if you want to see different type of behaviors, different type of ideas, you need to enhance your leadership effectiveness and yourself. Look at yourself and develop yourself. And I think the other advice that you get today from Renee was to also bring your team to the table, and maybe people outside of your team to help you to vet and attract other type of talent into organization. That will help you to maybe see a different options and different opportunities. You are is who you attract. Yeah, who you are is who you attract.
and this is important too from a leadership perspective, Magic, in that if you, as the leader of the organization, are setting a tone that is defeatist or negative or one of complaint or you know that's what you're, if you're disrespectful and you're the leader of the organization and someone is going to basically imitate that because you're sending permission that it's okay to be rude to other people, right? You're setting the example.
I've seen this situation. Uh, that's a nice one.
Oh, I
Check
love
yourself
that.
before you wreck yourself. Debbie, hello. Debbie, you've been quiet all the time with such a great idea here. Thank you for
Yes,
for
this
the
is
for the
awesome.
feedback. This is awesome. But to your point, Renee, I've seen situations when a new leader would arrive to the organization and start changing it, so the
Hmm.
organization will starting to look like this person, because
Yeah.
it's this person is sending a message, and hopefully
Hmm.
you guys out there will only get better leaders when you will have an organizational change. I know there are a lot of them happening at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, we covered everything
I'm
for
quiet,
today.
right, Renee?
I have
Yeah,
my
she is quiet. Debbie just sent a message that she's quiet. I don't know. Some days she is, some days she isn't. But she's very much a thinker. Yes, she will internalize a
okay,
lot.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Looking forward to see you, Debbie, in more of our calls. So we can get some feedback from you. I'm getting ready
Yeah.
for my donut for the Fat Thursday, Renee.
Okay.
What are you
Yeah.
ready
And
for today?
I'm gonna finish my protein shake. Right. You're eating a fat donut and I'm drinking a protein shake because yeah, I need to lose some weight
Because it's
magic.
morning for you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
And it's
Thanks, Debbie, Kyle, and Manuel, and we'll speak
yes.
next week.
Bye everyone.
Bye.